Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Here I am with the explanation of 5th chapter complex numbers and quadratic equations of class 11th. So let's find out what all content we will cover in this video. So we will start with recap of number system, followed by introduction of iota, then integral powers of iota. Then we will have examples based on these topics, and at last we will be having a pop quiz. So let's begin. In order to know what are the complex numbers, we need a recap of number system here. So let's start. You all are very well familiar with the natural numbers. What all natural numbers we are having? 1, 2, 3 up to infinity. And when we add 0 in the set of natural numbers, then we are having set of whole numbers, right? And in the set of whole numbers, when we add all the negative integers, then we can have set of integers like from minus infinity to plus infinity. All negative and positive integers are here in this set. Now we are not having rational numbers. If we add rational numbers in the set of integers, like numbers which can be written in the form of p by q, where q can't be 0. Rational numbers like 2 by 3 and minus 5 by 7. When we include all that natural numbers in the set of integers, then we are having set of rational numbers. And when in the set of rational numbers, we will include all the irrational numbers, then we will be having set of real numbers. Irrational numbers like square root of 3, square root of 11, which cannot be written in the form of p by q, right? So here we are having set of real numbers. Now you can see here all the sets, rational numbers, integers, whole numbers and natural numbers are subset of this real number set. Means this is the superset of all these sets, right? But still we are missed some numbers which we didn't study till now. What are that numbers? That are square root of negative numbers, like square root of -1, square root of -3. We didn't study till now. Such numbers are known as imaginary numbers. Imaginary number means complex numbers. So in this chapter, we have to study these complex numbers, and you can see here set of complex numbers is the superset of all these subsets. Means real number set is a subset of complex numbers. So all these are automatically subset of set of complex numbers. So before starting complex numbers, we need to know what is iota, because complex numbers involve term iota there. So here we are having introduction for iota. So let's find out what is iota. So if I ask you to solve a quadratic equation, x square minus 4 is equals to 0. This is very simple. You can do it very easily. Just you can write x is equals to square root of 4. And now you are having two roots for x, which are plus 2 and minus 2. But if I ask you to solve x square plus 4 is equals to 0, only the difference you can see here we are having in sign in these two equations. So you will write it like x square is equals to -4, and you have to find out square root of -4 now, which you didn't study till now. So what we will do, we will write it like square root of -1 into 4. Correct? -4 can be replaced as -1 into 4. Now you know very well square root of 4, we are having plus -2, and square root of -1, we will write it I. So I into plus -2, that is plus -2i we are having as a solution for x here for such type of quadratic equation. Correct? So this term I is known as iota, and Euler was the first mathematician to introduce the symbol iota for square root of -1. Means square root of -1 is equals to I, which you can say which is a solution of quadratic equation x square plus 1 is equals to 0. So this is iota. Now we will find out what all integral powers of iota's values we can have. So as you know now, I is equals to square root of -1. So we can write it like I square is equals to -1. So you have to keep this value in your mind always. I square is equals to -1. Now, if we have to find out I cube, then I cube can be written as I square into I, right? Now, I square I can replace by -1. So it will be I cube is equals to -1 into I, that is minus I. So value of I cube we are having now minus I, right? Now we will find out I raised to the power 4. We can write it like I square into I square. Now you are having values for I square, -1 into -1. So we are having I to the power 4 is equals to 1 now. I to the power 4 is equals to 1. So in this way, we got three values till now. I square is equals to -1, I cube is equals to minus I, and I to the power 4 is equals to 1. So here you can observe that we just split the power in lower powers, right? And whatever the value we were having, we used that values in order to calculate I cube and I to the power 4. Now, if we have to find out I raised to the power n, where n is greater than 4 and n can be any large number like 900, 450, 1000, 1022, any power it can be, then this, by using this method, it will be very typical to calculate the values if we are having larger powers there. So here we can solve it very easily with the help of division algorithm, because the term n can be written as 4m plus r when we are dividing n by 4. As you know, division algorithm, dividend is equals to divisor into quotient plus remainder. So here we are using that. So n can be written as 4m plus r. So as divisor is 4, so r can take values from 0 to 4 only. So I raised to the power n will be I to the power 4m plus r, then I to the power 4 to the power m. We can write it like this, and I raised to the power r. And this term will become 1 here, because I raised to the power 4 we are having 1. So 1 into I raised to the power I r means I to the power n is taking here the form I to the power r, where r is the remainder when n is divided by 4. So this is making our calculation very simpler here. If we have to calculate I to the power 5, I can write it I to the power 4 into I, and I to the power 4 we are having 1. So it will be I. Its value will be I. But if we are using this method, then I can write it I to the power 5, directly I to the power 1, then its value will be I here, right? Just using remainder here, I to the power r. When you will divide 5 by 4, remainder you will get 1. So I to the power 5 can be written as I raised to the power 1. Directly you are having value I. So just like this, you have to use this remainder method. Now, I'm sure very easily you can find out I raised to the power 6 and I raised to the power 7. It's for you to solve. Okay. Let's come to other powers. If we have to find out the negative integral power of I raised to the power -1, then I can write it like 1 upon I. 1 upon I. Now, in order to solve this fraction, what we need to do, we will multiply by I cube in the numerator as well as in the denominator. So it will be like I cube upon I to the power 4. Now you know very well I to the power 4 is equals to 1. So it will be I cube. And value of I cube we are having minus I. So value of I raised to the power -1, we got minus I. Next, we will find out I raised to the power -2. So it can be written as 1 upon I square, and I square is equals to -1. So we are having I raised to the power -2 is equals to -1. If we have to find out I raised to the power -3, then we can write it 1 upon I cube, right? And 1 upon I cube means value of I cube is minus I. So minus I. Now, in order to solve this fraction, we will multiply by I in the numerator and in the denominator. So in the denominator, I square we are having its value is -1. So after solving, we are having value for I raised to the power -3 is equals to I, right? Now I raised to the power -4 can be written as 1 upon I raised to the power 4 and its value is 1. You know very well now. 1 upon 1 will be 1, means I raised to the power -4 and I raised to the power 4 both are having same values, 1, right? Again, in the same way, if we have to calculate I raised to the power -n, where n is greater than 4, so what we need to do, just we have to convert this negative power in terms of positive power. So 1 upon I raised to the power n, and in the same way, I raised to the power n can be written as I raised to the power r with the remainder method for complex numbers. Then where r is the remainder when n divided by 4. So just like this, we can find out I raised to the power -5. We will write it like 1 upon I raised to the power 5, and with the help of remainder, I raised to the power 1 it will be, and I raised to the power 1 here. So I raised to the power -5 will be minus I, as 1 upon I we are having when we will multiply by I in the numerator as well as in the denominator. Then in the denominator we will be having I square, and value of I square is -1. Then I upon -1 will give us minus I. So now you can find out I raised to the power -6 and I raised to the power -7 with the direct remainder method. Okay. Now let's have some examples. So question number 1, we are having I raised to the power 135 if we have to calculate. So just divide 135, which we are having power, by 4. So we can have, with the help of division algorithm, 135 is equals to 33 into 4 plus 3. Remainder we are having 3. So directly we will write it like I raised to the power 35 is equals to I to the power 3, and value of I to the power 3 you should be knowing very well. You have to keep these values up to I to the power 4 in your mind always. So it is minus I. So answer of I raised to the power 135 we are having minus I. This is the answer. Now let's have another question. I raised to the power 17 minus 1 upon I to the power 34 to the whole square. You have to prove its value is 2i. So left hand side we are having this one. So here we have to simplify I to the power 17 and I to the power 34. Just divide these powers by 4 and write it in terms of remainder. So we are having here for I to the power 17 we are having I, and for I to the power 34 after dividing by 4 we are having I square. Now you are knowing value of I square we are having -1. So I minus 1 upon -1 to the whole square. Now it will take form I plus 1 to the power 2. Now we will open this power 2 with the help of identity. So it will be I square plus 2i plus 1. Now value of I square is -1. So these two terms will get cancelled out. So our answer is here 2i. Now get ready for the pop quiz. First question is, you have to compute square root of -144. Now, I hope you can do it very easily. Simple question it is, like MCQ type questions we are having here today in this video. So, square root of -144, its answer is 12i, right? Because you can write it like square root of -1 into 144, and you know square root of 144 is 12 and square root of -1 is I. So answer is 12i. Let's have another question. Evaluate I raised to the power -999. Now you can do it very quickly with the help of remainder method. Okay. Yes. So here is the answer. Its answer is I. Let's have another question. You have to evaluate I plus I square plus I cube plus I to the power 4. Just you have to put all these values which you are knowing very well now. So its answer is 0 because all the values will get cancelled out. Now let's have Next question, you have to compute 1 upon I to the power 58. Yes, just divide it by 4 and use the remainder method. This is very simple. So here is the answer. Its answer is -1. Yes, so that's all for this video. Thanks for connecting with me. See you soon in the next part of this chapter. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.